Welcome everyone. Today, we're delving into the enigmatic and often strange landscapes of Earth's mysterious places. Number 6. The Island of the Dolls. The Island of the Dolls lies nestled in the south of Mexico City, renowned for its haunting and unsettling ambience. The island's fame stems from its collection of hundreds of dolls suspended from trees, buildings, and fences, creating a surreal and macabre landscape. The island's history begins with Don Julian, who moved there in the 1950s. Legend has it that Don Julian discovered the body of a young girl drowned in the nearby canal. Believing her spirit haunted the island, he started collecting dolls to appease her and other restless souls. Over the years, he retrieved dolls from the canals or salvaged them from trash heaps, each one adding to the island's eerie allure. The dolls, many of which are in varying states of decay with missing limbs or broken features, contribute to the island's chilling atmosphere. Visitors to the Island of the Dolls often report a sense of unease, amplified by the whispers and rustling of leaves that seem to emanate from the dolls themselves. Don Julian's death in 2001 only added to the island's mystique. His family continues to maintain the island as he left it, welcoming curious tourists and thrill-seekers who brave the journey through the tranquil but eerie Aokigahara canals to witness this unique and haunting place, where legend and reality intertwine in a display of devotion to the departed. Number 5. Lake Hillier, Australia. This bubblegum pink lake is on Middle Island, the largest of the islands in the Record-Che archipelago off the coast of Western Australia. The pink color is its most striking feature and is constant all year round, surrounded by a rim of white salt and lush green eucalyptus trees. It has a stunning contrast to the surrounding landscape and the deep blue of the ocean nearby. The reason for Lake Hillier's color is not fully understood, but is thought to be due to microorganisms that produce pigments and halophilic bacteria. These microorganisms thrive in the high salinity of the lake and contribute to the pink color. Unlike other pink lakes around the world, the water of Lake Hillier remains pink even when removed from the lake, adding to the mystery. Discovered in 1802 by British navigator and cartographer Matthew Flinders, it is now a popular site for scientific study and tourism, despite its remote location and limited access to Middle Island. Lake Hillier continues to attract visitors and researchers to its natural beauty and the biological and chemical processes that make it pink. The lake is a protected area and access is restricted to preserve the ecosystem. Number 4. Racetrack Playa, Death Valley, USA. Racetrack Playa is a cool, dry lake bed tucked away in the middle of nowhere in Death Valley National Park, California, USA. It's like this big, flat stretch of land that's famous for its sailing stones. These are these huge rocks that somehow manage to move across the desert floor, leaving these long, straight tracks behind them. The tracks can stretch out for miles, and some of these rocks are even as heavy as a few hundred pounds. For years, scientists and visitors were stumped by how these rocks were able to move. Nobody had ever actually seen it happen. People came up with all kinds of theories to explain the mystery. 2014, a bunch of researchers from the Institution of Oceanography and the University of California, San Diego, finally cracked the case. It turns out that during specific winter conditions, a thin layer of ice forms on the surface of the playa. When the ice melts during the day, it makes the ground super slippery, so the rocks can slide along with the help of some gentle winds. Racetrack Playa is still this mind-blowing and almost otherworldly place. It's so isolated, and seeing those sailing stones and their tracks is just surreal. That's why it's become such a hot spot for photographers, geologists, and adventure junkies. Number 3. Zone of Silence, Mexico. The Zone of Silence is a deserted and far-flung area in the Mapim Desert in northern Mexico. It got its name from the weird electromagnetic happenings that mess with radio signals and compasses. Although the exact boundaries of the Zone of Silence aren't crystal clear, it pretty much covers a chunk of land between the states of Durango, Chihuahua, and Coahuila. People love spinning tales and legends about the zone of silence. Locals and visitors claim to have witnessed all sorts of strange stuff there, like mysterious lights in the sky, sightings of UFOs, and animals behaving oddly. Number 2, Easter Island, Chile. All right, so let's talk about Easter Island. This place is seriously remote, like one of the most far-flung inhabited islands in the whole wide world. It's chilling out in the southeastern Pacific Ocean, just doing its thing. But what puts this place on the map are the Moai statues. These bad boys are massive human figures carved out of volcanic rock. We're talking about some sculptures here. The people, who were the island's original inhabitants, created these statues between 1400 and 1650 CE. But here's the thing. Nobody's sure why they made them. Some smart folks think it was a way to honor their ancestors, chiefs, or other important people. The statues have these crazy big heads that make up about a third of their height. Most of them are lined up along the island's edges, looking inward, like they're keeping an eye on things. It's a total mystery. Number 1, Stonehenge, England. Stonehenge is one of the coolest and most mysterious ancient monuments ever. It's located on Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire, England. Picture this: a ring of huge standing stones, one around 13 feet high, 7 feet wide, and weighing a whopping 25 tons. They're all arranged in a big circle, with some flat stones on top of the standing ones. So, get this, the construction of Stonehenge started way back in 3000 BCE, and they kept adding stuff to it for, like, 1,000 years. It's crazy. Now, here's the thing. Nobody knows for sure what the whole deal with Stonehenge was, but there are some pretty cool theories. Some people think it was like an ancient telescope, used to track stuff happening in the sky, like solstices and equinoxes. Others believe it was a sacred place for religious ceremonies and rituals. And get this, some people even say it was a burial ground because they've found a bunch of bones there. Now, here's what blows my mind. These ancient peeps were able to line up those rocks with the stars and stuff. And get this, they had to haul those gigantic stones from quarries over 150 miles away in Wales. How they did it is still a big question mark. Some say they used wooden sleds or rolled the stones on logs. Others think they might have used waterways. It's like a real-life puzzle. If you find this content fascinating, be sure to subscribe for more information. Keep learning and stay curious.